So all of these attributes all work together, so that way as we progress we can intuitively adjust all of these and see what they do. Now looking at this, we have two more, which is minimum, dissipation minimum density and dissipation strength. So in other words, we're able to say, okay, well, when smoke gets to a certain density, in this case 0.1, which means when it's beginning to really dissipate and go away, then we can have the strength of its dissipation. So in other words, you'll see smoke begin to fade away over time. And let's say you want it to fade away sooner or later. Let's say I wanted the smoke to disappear a lot sooner. What I would want to do here is I would set my dissipation strength maybe to 20, and I'll set my minimum strength maybe to like 5. This means that when the density got to 5, which actually isn't that much, so it will probably dissipate fairly quickly. I'll adjust. Let me just take a bit of a closer look. But if I set this to maybe 0.5 for this, because this smoke isn't very dense. But if I was doing a big pyroclastic cloud, that would be different. Oops. So just in the minimum density, I'll keep it fairly low because our strength is so high. But ultimately these two values mean that we can make the smoke dissipate sooner. So the thing is, right now my smoke isn't really that strong, and I'll turn off fuel so we can take a closer look, but I'm just not generating that much smoke, so it tends to be a lower density and die out very soon. But here we can see that we have our smoke, and what I'll do next is I'm going to crank up my dissipation strength to 20. And in a minute, what I'll do next is I'm going to bring up my minimum density, because essentially when it gets to a certain density, it's how quickly it's going to begin to die. Well, I can say, okay, well, you're going to be able to die when you get to a much higher density, so before it really dies out too much, it's going to want to die sooner. So this means that we can control how quickly our smoke actually begins to die away. So if we look at what we have here, we have the smoke dying almost right away. Compared to before, it's now much shorter. And again, I can make this like 10, it's probably going to die much sooner. So we can control how much the smoke actually lives and how long it lasts for, or we can tell it to die very soon. So this is good because it means that we can kind of really cap how long our smoke is lasting for, much similar to our burn rate, but for the smoke. So same deal, we can make it 10 before it begins to fade, but we can make it fade more gradually. So for instance here I'm going to make it 15, but the dissipation strength is only 1. In other words, it's almost instantly going to start dissipating, but it's not going to dissipate as strong, like as quickly. So it will begin to dissipate from the minute it gets created, but over a longer period of time, rather than staying bold for a long time and then beginning to dissipate. So this is a nice way to kind of control where's dense and where's a lot more thinner. So as we can see, it's lasting a lot longer, but it's thinning out almost right away. And I can adjust that to maybe 5, and then it's going to become probably a bit shorter over that time, because it's a lot stronger dissipation strength. So as we can see, the smoke lasts really long, but as we can see, it's thinning out along the way. So these are great ways to kind of control our effect. So same deal, diffusion is another one that essentially what this will do is it'll tell the smoke to diffuse or soften out. The same way if you apply like a Gaussian blur to your effect, it essentially would begin to kind of soften it all around. This is what it does. We can control the strength of it, but essentially it's going to make it a lot more softer compared to how it was. So this is good. Let's say if you have a really defined area of smoke, it's super defined and very hard. Well, you want to soften this out, especially if you're dealing with a really dense shader. You want to soften this out and make the edges a lot more soft. Then this is a way that you can essentially tell it to break up more and kind of fuzz and fizzle out. So usually this is very sensitive. if I'm going to use it, I don't usually go higher than 0.1 unless I have a really detailed, really dense, like pyroclastic volcano kind of smoke. Then I might raise it up to kind of fight it a lot more. But ultimately, I want this to be more of a subtle effect. I don't want it to be so soft that I don't really get any definition from it. So as we can see, we still have the same effect, but it's just a lot more soft.